Looking to break or at least damage enemy structure with minimal effort? Well, I got the tip for you! Wall punishing is something I've recently worked into my playstyle, and it has been pretty helpful against some of the tougher enemies and just in general. Anyone who has even played a bit of Sifu should know that throwing enemies into walls is a decent way of doing structured damage. So imagine if you could stack that effect. Well, no need to, because you can. It's really simple, so after either a parry or stunning the enemy, use the directional throw the game teaches you in the tutorial to throw an enemy into the wall. As soon as they bounce back, follow up with a palm strike to hit them into the wall again. If you aren't good at parries, you can use eye strike or a well-timed weapon throw to stun the enemy. A well-timed crotch punch will also do the trick. Tougher enemies and bosses will block after the second wall bounce, so there's not much you can follow up with. From what I've tried, please let me know if I'm wrong. But if you are going to follow up with anything, I suggest a leg sweep. Worst case scenario, it lets you get an extra hit in without leaving yourself too exposed. Best case scenario, it works and they fall to the ground, which allows you to get another hit in. Main thing to watch out for when trying to perform this trick is your positioning. If you are not parallel to the object you are trying to knock the enemy into, they may not connect. This sucks most when you use a focus bar to use eye strike, and then you don't connect the throw. This plays out in the second hit though. The first wall bounce has a better chance at connecting while thrown diagonally, but if you do not have that second hit lined up right, then forget it, and follow up with something else. You can try repositioning yourself, but you risk the enemy coming too. I say just make sure you line up the first wall bounce properly. I find every time I screw up the second wall bounce, it's because I don't line the first one up right. Another thing to keep in mind is accidentally vaulting over objects when you attempt to throw an enemy. However, this just comes down to technique and making sure that you properly hit the buttons at the same time to perform the throw. If you get good enough, you can start working a third and even fourth wall bounce like you were playing a solo game of racquetball. I'm still playing around with this, but two techniques I have developed involve throwing the enemy after a parry or stun, and as they bounce back from the wall, using eye strike to stun them again so that I can throw them and hit them with the palm strike as they bounce back. The second method requires you to have a weapon or at least a nearby object that you can fling at the enemy using the environmental mastery skill. After either a parry or stun, throw the enemy into the wall, hit them with a palm strike on the bounce back, which will be a kick if you're holding a weapon, and as they bounce back again, hit them with the weapon or object, which will stun them again for another throw. I'm sure more skilled players could stack this even higher. I think I got at least 4 once using 2 ice strikes. But the main thing that makes it hard to do more than 3 is that most enemies go down after 3 wall bounces. And for those who don't go down, they're usually left at a near-death state. This also can be used against bosses, so use it to your heart's content to bully them. Anyways, that's it. Now take this move, make it your own, and kick some ass.
Yeah!
Eye strike is infinitely superior, and I'm going to prove it to you. Shadow Warrior 3 is a good Doom Eternal substitute for the moment.